Hey, hey, hello there. How are you? Hello there. How are you? How's everybody doing this tonight? Well, I'm doing great. Mhm, mhm. It's Friday night. Mhm. Well, hey, hello, Smelly Cat. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Well, I'm gonna start. Let's see. I'm gonna start with a story. I'm just trying to get the details of the story that I'm gonna tell right now. Oh, I'm doing fine. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. In my hometown of Tijuana, there was this house that was right across the street from a park that my parents used to take me when I was a toddler. This happened many years ago, years and years ago. There was a man named Jose Spinel. He was a Portuguese immigrant who arrived to Mexico. He had two daughters who lived with him. One was married and lived there with her husband, and one of them was single. The husband of the married woman, of the married sister, would would work nights. He would he would cross the border every I don't know, maybe almost every night, I guess, something, to work in San Diego. He worked I think at a bar or something, and he would come home around like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, real late at night, and and he would come home, but he didn't go directly to his bedroom where his wife was. No, he went directly. The decide was to his sister-in-law's bedroom, and then later on, he would go into his wife's. He would go into his bedroom with his wife. So it went on for weeks, for months and months, and nobody suspected anything that the one of the sisters was sleeping with her sister's husband. So one night, the married sister, wakes up in the middle of the night. She noticed the door was open of the sister's room, hmm. and she tried to close it. But as she looked inside the room, he saw his sister and her husband in bed. She freaked out. She freaked out, started cursing at him, yelling at him, and stuff that, and yelling at him. He took out his She she went to the living room somewhere and took her dad's pistol her dad's pistol and shot her husband. Shot the married sister. Shot the husband in cold blood. The father later on. was awakened. He told them, "Give me the gun, and when the cops come, I'm gonna say I did. Okay, just you guys had nothing to do with it. Okay, just let me do the talking. Okay, okay, let me do the talking. Let me do the talking." The cops come. He confesses that he had killed his son-in-law and told the cops that he because he tried to rape his daughter. And the cops came. They took him into custody. He was later convicted for murder, and he spent the rest of his life in jail until he died several years later. Several years later, according to legend, that the park right there, the park which is still open right now, it still operates. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago they had a week ago they had a the city celebrates its anniversary. You know when the exact anniversary. So the sister, so the father had died in prison, and now legend has it that the father, the man that people have seen, a man wearing old clothing, wearing a suit like out of a old movie, man from the 30s, walking around and acting strangely, and then disappearing, and people have claimed that they have seen the man, Jose Espinel, the father who shot the who took the blame for his daughter and died in prison. Yeah, yeah. The house was called the House of Hortense. It was called, but now the house doesn't exist no more. The house was torn down a while back, and now they have like I think they open I think some commercial stuff. Like I don't know. I think a mom and pop store or something like that's there, but the house is long gone. Mm. Oh yeah, that was one scary story. Here's another one. There was this young girl. This happened around 1973, around Easter holidays. She wanted the young girl was around like 17 years old. She wanted to go out that night, to clubbing and everything. But the mother said, "You're not going out. You're grounded. I don't want you to go out today. Okay? You're grounded." No. And the girl didn't pay attention to her mom and decided, "Fuck this. I'm going." So she and her friends went to this place, this nightclub. That nightclub, it was called the Aloha, that nightclub. And the place was packed. People, there was dancing around. There was people happy and everything. And suddenly, this strange man came in, very good looking, very good looking. And the woman that saw him wanted to dance with him, wanted to dance with him. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Wanted to dance with him. They saw him, but and the girl said, "Well, I'm gonna ask this guy if he wants to buy me a drink." She approached him and said, "Buy me a drink, sure. Come on." And they started talking, flirting and talking about themselves. You know how couples are like that. And then the guy said to her, "You want to dance? Yeah, let's dance." The girl was kind of, you know, She had a few drinks already. She was happy and stuff that she had met this really handsome young man. As she was dancing with him, she noticed that the man was cold, really cold, and that their feet and his feet were not human feet. His feet were like goat feet. She saw the guy's feet. Next thing we know, the guy there was this mysterious explosion. Boom, like it was like some electrical fire or something. The girl died instantly from the burns she sustained, but the man had disappeared. They noticed that right after one explosion, the man ran, and several people saw him run to the bathroom, and some waiters and some patrons decided to go check it out. He went to the back, check it out so we can get him and we can turn him over to the cops. But no way. When they went to the bathroom, there was not a sign of him. Nothing. Not the window wasn't even open. Nothing. There was not a sign of him. He just like disappeared. Well, it turns out that the young woman was dancing with the Prince of Darkness, the devil. The devil was dancing. And several years ago, I passed through that old nightclub, and then I took a peek. And guess what? I don't know why. It wasn't even cold that day. It was. It was. It was it was in the middle of the day. It was nice weather. It wasn't cold or hot or anything. I noticed the place was very cold. I have no reason. Maybe the spirit was still there, or maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, that's one story that I would never ever. That's one story that I've been hearing since I was a kid. Since I was a kid, people always say, "Don't go to there." That's where the devil appeared to Aloha. But now, the you know, the the nightclub was abandoned for years, and then about like 10 years ago, I think it was, the place caught on fire, and then uh they rebuilt it or something, and now it's just closed. It's just closed. Nobody goes in there no more. I mean, the old timers, say, "I wouldn't go there. That's where the devil was." Yep, that's how it was. That's the story. Many of these stories, they're from Tijuana. Many of these stories, yeah. Many of these stories have, you know, come. Like there's this one. Hmm, they call it La Cuesta Blanca. Cuesta is it's a road that connects Tijuana and Rosarito. But back then it was a dangerous road. Back then, only two lanes were there. Two lanes were there, and legend has it that there was a couple who were married at the Hotel Rosarito. The Hotel Rosarito was open, I think, back in the 1940s. That's how old it was. But for years, it's been a favorite, a place for Americans to go there and and spend a week in there, or some go there to party. I've been there a couple of times myself. Went there to party. Back in, I think it was in '85 or so. Back in '85. Well, goes this. Here's a story. Back like in the 1950s, there was a couple who got married. They decided to. Uh, they were on the way to Europe. That was their honeymoon. Thing was that they were on the way to San Diego or LA, I think, to catch the plane because it's San Diego. I mean, San Diego is only about a half an hour away from Rosarito. Half an hour, or maybe 45. Depends on the traffic. And LA is about 3 hour drive from Rosarito and Tijuana because they lie right on the border with the U.S. California. So the couple got married. They boarded their car. The woman and everybody, and with the woman, especially the woman, she was excited that they were going to visit Europe and spend their honeymoon there. And everything. As they were driving, the husband noticed there was he had a flat tire, but he tried to stop. He couldn't stop. So the car overturned, and both of them died instantly. Instantly. The legend has it that people that drive there late at night, that the woman appears and asks for a ride. The woman appears and asks for a ride. Legend has it, yeah, yeah. People don't go. People don't. They people don't drive in that at night. They don't drive. And that's how the legend has it. That they seen people have reported seeing the ghost of the girl asking for a ride. Yeah. As a matter of fact, my a girl, a woman that I used to date. As a matter of fact, she lives not too far from there. She lives not too far from there. Funny story. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, a lot of these stories come and go. You know, there's another story that happened. This happened back in the early '80s, the same time. There was this family who were not from the city of Tijuana. They had come from the interior of Mexico to live because the dad was offered a better job there in Tijuana. So one day they went out to the flea market. They went out to the flea market, to do shopping and everything. And and the father was there, and he told his little girl, "Do you like that doll?" Fine. Okay. They bought the doll, but the vendor of the doll told him to be careful with this doll. This doll is malignant. It has a curse. Now, come on, that can't be true. I mean, a curse? How can that be a curse? I mean, there's no um, curse. Oh, come on, believe me. Yeah. So this was around the Christmas. This was around the Christmas holiday. The mother had gotten a job working in a department store for getting extra money for Christmas, and the father was working late also. One day they noticed something when they got the doll. They noticed that the doll was moving, like walking. something like closing its eyes and even moving like a person, moving like a person. And then the dad had a had a had an experience with that doll. Yeah. So the so what happened was that the doll was 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 uh, was possessed, and they started having a lot of bad luck. A lot of bad luck. The family, people were just falling. They were getting some insect bites and all that kind of stuff. It was horrible. It was horrible what was happening to them, or what was happening to them. The mother, she got nervous and she went over to the local priest. The local priest decided that he might do an exorcism on this thing because the priest had doubts that these people were telling the truth. So days went by, nothing happened, and then the doll started like talking, saying that she didn't like certain people and everything. Doll, hmm certain people, and so so the father saw the girl, the little girl. She died, mysterious, and then the boy also had a mysterious illness. I mean, they couldn't get rid of that doll. So the priest told them that the only way they were going to get rid of it, we're going to have an exorcism. Yes, they went. They took the exorcism, and the father was possessed by the doll. That he even, no, this is true. This is what people say. He even killed one of his children. Yeah. And now the house, and now the people who live in that house, and now that house was abandoned, and nobody wanted to move into that house. I mean, they had rented that house. The family had rented, and that doll was giving them all trouble, giving all trouble. Because, first of all, the guy that sold them the doll was a mysterious man who said that he told him to be careful and don't put the doll in sunlight or anything. Yeah, yeah, that happened back like on the Christmas of 1983. Funny thing, I remember. Oh, wait a minute. I remember. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's right. I was yes, we took the bus. Yeah, I was there in that city during that time. I remember taking the bus down to Sinaloa. This was around the Christmas of '83. Good. Taking the bus. Yeah, bus, and I remember that the bus that we left the city around like 7 o'clock. It was, I think, or 6. I'm not sure. I remember. Let's see if it's. Let me see. Oh yes, yes. Now that I remember, when we arrived the next day, this is the first time that I don't know if is it has anything happened to the person, something like this ever happened to one of you, but I'll tell you, that's the only time in my life I fell asleep standing up. Standing up, can you believe that? I still can't. Every time I laugh when I remember that. Yeah. Let's see, another story. Mhm. Well, okay, here's a story also. I got a friend of mine down in Mexico. He worked for years. He worked as a as a bus ticket guy. People would go in there into the bus, and and a guy would come to their seat, and he would tell them where they were going, and he would, give them their ticket and the money and everything. So well, my friend was on a route one day. I think it was the first route of the ship because it was still dark when he got there. This he he opened the door as they were going down the road, and to let the people out. He noticed this creepy old lady appeared to him and asked him about how much was the fare, how that to go to this certain city. He told him that, and later, and then he told him that there was I don't know about the fare like that, but um, suddenly, she told him that, but when she left, she disappeared. She disappeared. She was one. She was a ghost that appeared to my friend. Man, yeah, had disappeared. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna see if I can, but I'm gonna end the stream right now. I think I did some, but I might come up later. Later on. But I'm gonna end the stream, and I'm gonna find more stories so I can tell you guys these stories. I really enjoy telling you guys these stories. And I'm glad that a lot of you, enjoy my stories and my streams. Yeah. Okay, and okay. Okay, see you all, and good night if I don't see you back. Okay, but thanks for coming up. Thanks for coming, Al. Okay, bye.